do his energy reading for the beta bouncing baby boy. We are live now again. As if, okay.
This is just too funny.
And over here, like us girls do. And I
Uh-huh.
thought a quick little spread, for Madame because she actually helped me accomplish something today. Her energy with me, so I figured um, to give a part of me as just a token of my thanks and appreciation. So, you know, I thought I would do a quick little tarot spread to dig a little deeper in the mind of a sociopathic beta baby boy.
Stinky butt Beasley.
The toddler britches over there, and there's a lot of hidden insecurities with this one.
Huh.
Yes, because as I mentioned, we got the High Priestess card for a male reading. This card, it really screams matriarchy. It's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of feminine in that card. High Priestess is like wisdom, and being it's in his present position, he is seeking female wisdom. Now, this is very important because you are um, you are the object of his desires on this day, hunty.
I'm just all up in his mind.
You
He ain't
just
stopped
tap
thinking about me all
dancing,
day.
doing the Nutcracker ballet all up and through his mind for free. You have an office space corner suite in the penthouse up there, honey.
Mhm. All in his head, huh? Mm.
It's rent free, no charge, no taxes, no nothing.
Mm.
And
And I believe it because he could deny this all he wants, but he calls me from Google phone numbers. I say hello. He got his phone on mute. He don't say nothing, and he just wait for me to hang up. Ain't nobody but him doing that.
he missed her. Oops. The card fell out. Oh my goodness. Over the devil card to clarify this passionate addiction he has to your energy. You are intoxicating to this gentleman. Well, you know what? I'm sorry, gentlemen. He's not a gentleman. You're intoxicating to this imp.
Mm.
He has a strong, lustful desire. He really, he's damaged along the lines of understanding the kundalini energy, the sexual energy is all off
Ew.
base. He's just all out of
Ugh.
whack. Yeah.
I don't
And
want
it's
to know nothing about his damn sexual energy.
okay, we'll skip that then. Okay, so
Ugh.
he feels emasculated because the woman in his life, the mother, the matriarch in his life who was his first teacher, she was very weak. She didn't have the she didn't have what it took to mother a boy.
Hmm.
You know, it's different because I have both a girl and two boys, and it took a lot of strength to mother those boys.
Hmm.
You know, it's difficult. It's different when you have a little girl. Ashley just sucked my energy. She just drained me. But it takes strength, a lot of mental strength to mother boys because you can't keep them soft. You got to be tough on them. You got to be hard on them a little bit, firm.
Hmm.
And we don't like being the bad guy. Moms, we don't like being the bad guy. So when we have to get in their ass, it hurts our feelings too.
Mm-hmm.
The little girls, you can kind of relate. She's gonna be pissed off for about 5 minutes, just gonna ask you for something.
Mm-hmm.
She ain't gonna be mad. Boys is different. You don't want to hurt their feelings because it'll make them feel in a way where they don't want to step up and be the backbone.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll make them feel timid, and you don't want to raise timid little boys because they grow up to be like Beasley. So
Mm-hmm.
he really is regretful that he didn't have the male guidance that he needed. So he was lacking on kind of both fronts. He had like distant relatives who they just really misled him on a lot of things when it comes to manhood. You know, that pimpology shit and that
Mm-hmm.
dick in the balls, that male superiority, misogynistic bullshit he does. They really fucked him up, you know. And he's really trying to save his image. That's all this is. Um, the hurt card comes up because integrity then hurt together over the death card. Um, damage control, just like we said earlier in our little powwow that we had there. He is really hurt behind what has transpired with everything. Everyone is coming at him like a bull in a china shop. You know, everybody just trampling him with this last round of information that has been revealed about him. You know, his credibility is gone. Like his juice, he has no more juice.
Mm-hmm. Because people can go back and listen and see for themselves what we stated, what we pointed out.
Yeah, compare notes. That's all you have to do. No, nobody can change facts. You can't change and alter the facts.
Mm-mm.
The one that's making the most disparaging comments, you know, is usually the party that's the most guilty. They hold the most guilt. I don't have to talk bad about somebody who tells the truth about me. You know,
Mm-hmm.
if you see me as in a negative way or a positive way, if you say, yeah, she's a real bitch, I'll be like, yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. Yes, I am. So,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and you know, this stars card talks to me a lot. This is the final position. This is his distant future card. We're just doing a standard 5-card spread. It's called the horseshoe. And then I put 3 clarifying cards from another deck on top of each card to further give a little bit more detail of each card.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a standard reading, you know, but I thought this would be a token of my appreciation for, you know, what you did for me today.
You're welcome. This is just too cute and funny to me. Go ahead.
My grandfather always said, work for your money.
Mm-hmm.
You know. Okay, so the stars card is secrets being revealed, secrets coming to light. Another masculine card, the Son of Earth. That's like, you know, the trapped little boy.
Oh.
And he's really searching. He's searching for himself. I think, you know, there's some validity to, you know, these illnesses that I see all over his body. He has so many different afflictions, and he's in a lot of physical pain. You know, it's kind of like he's slowly deteriorating.
Mm-hmm.
He's afraid, like he's very fearful. So he's trying to find anything that makes him feel powerful again. You know, he feels like he has no control over what's happening to him. and he just can't seem to communicate it effectively where someone will listen. This is like a cry for help. This behavior we see.
Oh,
Yeah.
poor boo boo.
Yeah, well,
Poor
when you drink yourself to oblivion for 30 years,
hmm Yeah, he definitely messed himself up. He did a lot of injurious things. And, he just, because he finds himself in such a miserable condition today, he just, in his mind, everybody else should be in the same damn miserable condition. And if you're not, he's going to put you there. And that's just not going to happen, at least not with Madam Whip Ass. I know who you are and what you're about.
Yeah.
And I know. And that's what bothers you. You need to just hang it up and go find Jesus.
Yeah. That's good
Seek him
advice.
till you find him. Seek him till he come, because he's gonna come if you seek him.
Divination. Yeah. Just open your heart. It doesn't
Do
matter.
something.
Yeah. Acceptance. Just accept the fact of what you are. What you're miserable. You're very miserable, very isolated, it's and you know what, when I said isolate, the Hermit card comes up. This is Virgo. This is abstinence, isolation, warding off good advice, shunning good advice.
Mm-hmm.
The Hierophant card, again, seeking that male dominant leadership role, feeling, that he's at a loss for something. He's missing that element of manhood, that he reaches for that camaraderie in these trolls, buddying up with people. First your allies, and then your nemesis with the same
Mm-hmm.
person that's bickering with like 20 minutes ago. You just,
Mm-hmm.
that fast cycling bipolar activity.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's him. Yeah, the Empress card, there's a regret there with he has no children. He's never had the honor of being a parent. And I mean, he doesn't really have the capacity to nurture another form of life. If it was a fish, the thing would die. He would kill it. So but there's a regret of not having any children. You see that attachment and attraction to younger males,
Mm.
a sick kind of twisted fatherly, you know what I mean? Yuck. You remember that conversation when he was screaming at that young boy?
Yep.
So um the Empress card, the female male balance is off. The Empress card, like, represents fertility, the desire to have children.
Mm-hmm.
So, we know he doesn't like girls. Okay, so we don't have any children. We're not going to have any. And he's not in the physical state to have children anyway. He's very sick. So, unfortunately, your soldiers aren't marching, hunty.
Mm.
The Sun card, is revelations. I see in the distant future where he's coming into like acceptance, like gradually, very slow moving acceptance of his current state of being.
Mm.
And of course, anything brighter, anything that carries more energy, that has more impact. Your presence is very strong. So that is the epitome of someone who's healthy and growing and traveling along a healthy journey.
Mm-hmm.
Improve their journey as they get older, and really just come into a peaceful, tranquil state of living daily. And you have your forms of meditations you do. You love to work out of doors. You like the foliage and the botany, and you're working in the gardens and you're working around life. You have plants, you have birds, you have, you looking at the wildlife and everything outside of your window there. You know,
Hmm.
you set up a temple around you because these are the things that bring you balance. And this is something when your life is a mess and you see someone perfecting their balance, that does something. You're showing them the mirror without even doing it. Like, it's like, this is just me. This is my style. This is how I rock out, and like it or love it, fuck you. This is what I'm going to do. And that creates energy, self-examine, introspection.
Hmm.
That's why he's obsessed with talking about your dude all the time. Like you would think he was in a relationship with him instead of you.
Yeah. Want to know about him? He's in New York with another woman, and Madam Whipass drove all the way up there to confront him. And I'm like, really? Oh boy. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
One
What a
thing,
crock of shit.
if he took that energy and wrote a book or produced a screen play,
Yeah, a screenplay or something. He should do something with that wild imagination he has
I
and
mean,
them stories he can come up with.
he would make a lot of money. A
Yes,
lot
and
of
I'm
money.
sure he'll be a great writer. His mother was a teacher, an English teacher. Both of his parents were, I
Okay.
think.
Hmm. Interesting. I swear the chariot came up. That is education, a
Hmm.
learning growth. So no wonder, his credentials mean so much to him, because his mother inspired him to be intelligent, and she did her best. I should say that. Like, that was back in the old school day. So, a lot of teachers who made it that far, black women who accomplished getting their teaching license, them old school teachers are quite bougie. They're quite judgmental. They're pretty hard nuts to crack. I know my second grade teacher, Mrs. Patterson, she did not pull any punches. She did not play. Everybody in that whole entire school for decades knew, if you got Miss Patterson for second grade, you was gonna learn something if it killed you. And
Mm-mm.
screaming, but that woman was gonna make you learn something. And for some reason, I was her favorite. And she would call me out of my sixth grade class to go help out with her second grade class. And I felt super special, but I had never felt that way before, because my mother and I had such a skewed, crazy relationship. I never had that bond, that mother daughter bond.
Oh.
So she was like the first example of a motherly figure that I looked up to, like that. And I didn't realize it then, of course. But after I got older, and people say, well, who are some of the strongest women you know, or who do you look up to as a woman? My first mind would go to my grandmother, and then the second in line would be Mrs. Patterson, my second grade teacher. Isn't that sad?
Yeah.
Like,
Wow.
I mean, oof. But yeah, it's the truth. That's what dysfunction does, huh, people?
And most people don't remember their second grade teacher's name. So Miss Patterson was someone who really made an impression on you.
Yeah.
And that
And
is
that's
just
what
so beautiful to hear.
yeah, yeah, yeah. She boosted my self-esteem a lot. She made me feel good about myself.
Oh.
She really did. And she did it in a way that was so slick, but it was genius how she did it. So,
Well, my
but
hat
that's
goes
Beasley
off
and
to
his
Miss
mom.
Patterson. God bless her wherever she is.
Yeah, she rest in power. She passed away.
Oh.
But she taught second grade for over 20 something years.
Wow.
Mhm.
My second
And I
grade teacher
think that's,
was Miss Watzel. She died about 3 years ago.
oh, wow. Wow.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. My fifth grade teacher died about 7 years ago. She was old when she was teaching us. She lived to be like 98.
Ooh, that's a blessing.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yep. Yep. And she taught well into her 70s. She was
Oh, hey,
taken.
Mean Black Dude's back. Yay.
Uh-huh. Hey, mean black dude.
That's amazing. You know, that's one of the few fond memories. But
Mm-hmm.
that's how Beasley saw his mother, you know. But they just didn't quite bond, you know, that bond it didn't quite click.
Because he was a sociopathic kid.
Torturing animals.
He couldn't click with nobody. He can't even click with himself.
Yeah. And the tower card comes up under the expectation breakdown here with the devil was the original anchor card. And this tower card on top of the Empress card, it shows discourse in the home. You know, that could be his spiritual home. It could be his physical home. He's like he's like a hoarder. Not really,
Yes.
more like a pack rat. Not
Yes.
quite a hoarder.
His apartment, his immediate surroundings is filled with junk and stuff. He really needs to get people to come over and help him go through that stuff and clear out his apartment and make it livable.
Mm.
He lives like a troll. His apartment looks very trollish. He stinks like a troll. He is really the king of trolls.
Ooh. Oh my goodness. So this wheel card, because that anchor card was the death card. So we have the wheel over the sun card. You know, this is like karma. You know, luck is changing, energy is changing, negativity. You know, it's like the symbolism of it is kind of self-explanatory. It has the devil, you know, climbing up counterclockwise toward the top of the wheel. And so, you know, that this is like a change in timing. The rhythm of his life is off. He has been going through a long stretch of horrible chain of events have been occurring.
He's
Very
losing at life and he's
traumatized.
trying to do whatever he's trying to do to Madam Whipass, but he's losing at that too. He's just a losing, stinky troll.
Yeah. And he's not a very patient person. He's very impatient. You know, we see that with the screaming and the screeching like a banshee in the night. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I'm still baffled by the histrionic behavior. Like he just is so he's just so self-sabotaging. Like he shoots himself in the foot a lot.
Yes, he is truly sick and demented. He's warped. And anybody who can't see that, anybody who thinks I'm a psycho, as he says, and you don't think he is, something wrong with you too.
Yeah.
Because Stevie Wonder, Ray Charles, and Jose Feliciano can see something is terribly wrong with Beasley.
Hmm. Something ain't right.
Mm-hmm. And those are the type of niggas, they'll smell it first.
Yep. Yes, ma'am. I've had enough. Like I get it. There's lots of nuts in this world. We get it. We don't need you to keep um providing examples of how fucked up you are.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the black woman's fault that you are a deficient human being. That came through your DNA. So we're not here to absorb your toxic pollution. We do
Mm-hmm.
not have to put up with that shit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see him flexing on no men like that. He is
No.
not fixated on antibody male the way that he has been tormenting your social media experience.
Well, not exactly. Cliff. He
Mm,
harasses and stalks Cliff as much as he does me.
really?
Yep.
I,
He don't know whether he wanna fuck Cliff or hate him.
I think he's bisexual. He's confused. We know that.
Mm-hmm.
I keep getting female cards. The mother of water came up for him again.
Because he's an old bitch.
He's really femaley, and
Yeah.
he has such a immature, like his mentality level is very limited. He's got a juvenile mindset. He's very mentally immature,
Mm-hmm.
adolescent, you know.
Yeah, and he's surrounded by males who are weak-minded and who see what he does. He's done some or said some or overreacted or took things out of context. And some of these guys have seen that, he has a screw loose and they are intimidated and afraid of him.
Yeah,
And they've
that
never met him.
that's
How
why
do you let someone who has power to have power over you and you've never met them?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
This faceless troll influences the decisions you make.
yeah.
You see, I was supposed to be just like you, son. But I don't know what the hell he was thinking. I'm mad and whip ass. I hold my own shit down and do what I want to do.
You have arranged your life in the fashion in which he wish. It's a wish for him to have the lifestyle that you created for yourself. You know, and it's nothing wrong with having a healthy jealousy. Like I am. Like I envy what you've built. I'm like, well, I'm getting there. Hey, I'm on my way.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe one day we can be neighbors, Hunty. I'm coming. You hold my spot.
Uh-huh.
I'm not mad at you though. Shit, I mean, God, if that's what you want, go for it. Go for it. If that's what makes you happy, if that's where your peace is, adorn yourself, honey. Why not?
Mm-hmm. And he just kills me. This whole thing started because of Miss K on my platform. Now, all of a sudden, he done added a new twist to the narrative. I stabbed him in the back out of the blue for no reason.
So
He
he's
has to make up shit, and he really believes that.
yeah.
He firmly created that in his mind, rewrote history of the situation, and he really believes that.
Mm-hmm.
And he really believes he was a victim. I victimized him. When in reality, people who have been watching this shit, they saw this shit unfold from my platform with Miss K and Beasley. And they like, really, Beasley? You gonna twist and he believes what he's saying.
Yeah.
This is what sociopaths do. They really believe their own lies.
Yeah.
They will rewrite history in a minute. And if that history they rewrote doesn't work, they'll rewrite something else.
Yeah, they keep adding, tacking on more fables and more atrocious things, just the most disparaging shit they can think of. I don't know. There's no other way to put it than sickness. This is toxic shit.
Mm-hmm.
And it's time to pick a side. You can't worship two masters. You can't expect light and darkness to occupy the same space at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Either you're going to be for good or you're going to choose evil.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And he's not
He's
well.
got
He takes a lot of
Yeah.
different medications.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't take good care of himself. He never did. He never took care of himself. And these are the choices that he's made for himself and his life. So why are you hating on the next person who made different choices than you? Grow up, man. How old are you going to be? 55 next week? 55. It's never too late to change.
I get the sense that he's trying to recapture something too.
Oh yeah, he wants to be the alpha male in the schoolyard.
Yeah, all these female cars, the medicine woman. He really is. I mean, when he lost his mother, that fucked him up. That fucked him up.
Well, I hope you don't never get over losing your mom, but you learn how to manage it and live without her. My mother taught us how to live without her.
Mm-hmm. You know, it's something. It's something when you have children and you think about if they're gonna be okay once you're gone. You know, and that's something. That's a beautiful thing when you say your mother taught you how to live without her.
Mm-hmm.
That's very powerful.
Mm-hmm. Yes. My mother was a funeral director.
Wow.
All I've seen from when I was a child was death, loss, despair, sadness. My mother understood death, and she taught us about it. She always told us, I'm not always going to be here with you.
Mm-hmm.
You need to learn how to be responsible and take care of yourself. And I'll see you again one day. So,
Wow.
yeah, you got to teach your children how to live without you.
Mm-hmm.
There's too many people who lose a very close loved one, and they get stuck for a long time in the grieving process. You know, it's good when you have children to get them pets, whether it's a cat, a dog, a hamster. You teach them about life, and you can teach them about death, because you get a hamster's only gonna live but so long, a year, 2, 3, 5, maybe.
Yeah.
And that's the way you can teach them about death and loss. There are people who've been on this earth and they really haven't lost anybody. Nobody in their family has died yet. And I noticed, like, in rich children, super rich children, they have everything at their fingertips. They be teenagers and don't even know how to turn on a washing machine.
Mm-hmm.
And when they lose a parent, because that's something that they can't buy. They can't buy their mommy back.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know how to cope. They don't know how to deal. You get an allowance like $1,000 a week to do whatever. Whatever you wanted your whole life. It was nothing to have it. So when they lose a parent, to say they are devastated, they are devastated, to say the least. Yeah, man. Death is a part of life. And it's not to be scared of.
You better keep going, honey. You teaching look. I got a pencil and a paper over here.
Yeah, and we ought not be afraid, because we all gonna go down that road one day. Some of us sooner than others. Beasley, you got one foot in the grave and the other on a banana peel, and you out here fucking with folks and talking shit. Do you have some life insurance? You better go to your brother and have him take out a policy so your ass don't end up in Potter's Field. You better make those preparations, because you're on your way out of here. And I'm being very serious.
That sounds like a read.
No, it ain't no cards telling me this. I seen this a few weeks ago.
Mm-hmm. The gift of discernment really doesn't need any tools. You know what I mean?
I hear death in his voice. It's coming for him. He can feel it sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me I'm lying, Beasley. And you still doing shit like this? Do you think you on your way to hell and you gonna drag Madam Whip ass down there with you? Not so. Change or go to hell by your damn self, because I won't see you there.
Wow. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
And you're gonna be like, oh shit, Madam Whip ass. She said it. They put a curse on her. I ain't put no curse on them.
Mm.
That's why there's that scripture. That's why Jesus said on the cross, forgive them, Lord, for they know not what they do. Beasley know not what he does. But anyway, what's next? What them cards talking about?
Oh
Funny.
yeah, I was, hey, talk about clairvoyance. You see, it doesn't matter what direction this path. Gifts are everywhere. People, there's seers everywhere. Doesn't matter what faith you choose, you can still see. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so. But that was right on the money because the last two cards were Father of Air and Seven of Earth, depletion, uh, deterioration. Um, the Father of Air is an air sign. When is his birthday?
I have a photographic memory. I'm looking at the website Chris pulled up on his video. 11/29.
He's Scorpio. That's a fire sign.
No, it's Sag, right?
11. Oh, November. I'm thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's Sagittarius. So that is an air sign, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I see there. Well, hey, air sign. Wow. Yeah. He's very weak.
Yeah.
I just dim gray hues of shade around his aura. Like there's no color in his aura. When you look at people, at least I see colors. So if I see something like a bright blue or yellow, pink, red, green, like I know you have a very strong spirit, but there's like he has no aura. So he's like checked out. He doesn't really have connection to spirit.
No. His soul is black. You know, death is following him. He can feel it. But there are some strongholds that he wants to shake, but he doesn't have the strength to do it because he's weak.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't believe in himself to have that strength to shake it. But he sees that strength that he needs in me. So instead of connecting with me so I can build his strength up, he's trying to kill the strength that I have because he's self-destructive.
Yeah. That's that
So,
damaging,
go ahead.
that damaging lifestyle that you mentioned.
Mm-hmm. He constantly stays high. The first thing he might want to do is just stop getting high, even if it's for a week. When was the last time you were sober for a straight week?
That's that addiction, the devil card. Ooh.
You need to go sober and introduce yourself to Ted Dudiak, Theodore. and get to know that nigga. Because High Ted is a mess.
Mm.
You need to go sober and get to know yourself again. How the hell you gonna point your finger at me, Ted, and say that I don't know who I am when I am sober 24/7 and you're high 24/7, and you want us to believe that you know yourself better than I know my sober self, and you're high 24/7, and you've been high 24/7 for decades now. You wake up smoking because you can't stand your sober self. You don't like Ted Dudiak. That's why you self-medicate them with Get High. And when you start coming down, you fire it right back up so you can get high some more. Because you don't like yourself. This is your problem. Stop crying out to me for help and yelling and screaming and accusing me of being everything that you are. You want somebody to help you? You want help from me? This ain't the way to go, to get it. I ain't gonna help you no way. There's no way it's gonna be a phone call or whatever. You're fucked up, and I would like to see you get help. You're just gonna have to go elsewhere, and you're gonna have to go elsewhere sober. Go elsewhere as Ted, not high ass Beasley.
Where did he get that name Beasley? Like, how did that come about? Like,
I don't know, but wherever he's gonna go and get help, nigga, take a bath first. Don't go offending folk.
Wow.
It's ridiculous and pathetic. Up there harassing folk for your shortcomings, for your fucked up decisions, for the life that you're living that you can't stand. You stink so bad you can't even stand to smell yourself, and you still won't wash your ass. How stubborn can you be? Mean black dude, what is so funny? What you laughing at?
Well, tell us how you really feel, darling.
Well, it's just amazing.
Yeah.
The only thing I did against Beasley, which was innocent, was I did not kick Miss K off the platform. That's what he said the issue was from the beginning. Why is it today all of a sudden something totally different?
Another spin, another curveball trying to deflect away from the facts being exposed. It was very
like people who haven't been watching this, from the beginning, don't know what really happened. And again, that's what a sociopath does. They always turn themselves into the victim. I've talked to plenty of people behind the scenes. Plenty of people have shared some very intimate stuff with me, and they've never heard it again. So when he sit up there and say I'm a backstab and da da da. These people who know I know some stuff, they sitting up there looking at him like he got two heads.
Me Black Dude says I only listen to a few homegrown persons these days, but the shit that comes out is hilarious. It's hilarious and it's so absurd. They do it for shock value. Yeah. It's really sad. Sad, sad.
Yeah, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, and who another one is Miss Tarot Queen over there. She she's so lonesome.
No.
You know, she's so hurt. She really needs validation, and the way she's getting it is it's so dysfunctional. It's heartbreaking to watch her now. It
It
really
is.
hurts to watch her. And it broke my heart to have to jump on her back like I did. I just jumped right down her neck last week. She just really touched a nerve. She was plucking on. I only have two nerves left. And she was dancing on the most sensitive one.
She was, in the past 2 or 3 weeks, she has been striking out at different females. She struck out at me. She struck out at you. She struck out at another sister. It's like, what the hell? And she got this thing about her light skin and other people's dark skin.
Yeah.
And I just be looking at her cross-eyed, like, really?
I don't get it. I don't get it. I mean, you can't make sense out of nonsense. I know that, but it's just like random. Another one did that too. Remember, what's the little girl? She looks like a fish. Cassandra Osset or whatever. She's a little miniature pincher too. Like she just came for me a couple of years ago. I'm like, who is this trollop? Who is that?
Oh Lord.
This little harlot over here. But I just couldn't bring myself to do it. Like I wanted to step on her neck so bad, but it just she's so pitiful. They're just too pitiful to go after them. Like a reed would make them commit suicide.
Every now and then a female will come at me, and I just refuse to go back and forth with another female like that. And I guess it's because I don't know. I just can't do it. I just be ignoring it and just letting it slide on by.
Mm-hmm. It doesn't. You can't. That's that stuff. You're like, you know what? If I get started on you, it won't stop.
And it won't be pretty. Is what's heartbreaking is a lot, if not most, are in the same place they started 5 years ago. Some are behind where they were when they started 5 years ago.
Mm-hmm. Look at LA.
Wow.
That whole group, except for Philly Just, because he was one of the original ones who started off pretty kind of cool with Monty and that crowd, but then he
Mm-hmm.
pulled back because he started to see quickly exactly what type of energy he was dealing with, and he was like, "Look, dude, no, we're not finna do this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm out."
I was just so shocked about him and his wife and the lifestyle that they live for themselves.
Oh.
And they were just so open with it. I was like, ooh, wow, that's interesting. Never met a couple like that.
Yeah, it's a lot of that in the it's a lot of that going around in the city too. Lots of polyamorous people, women with two husbands and shit like that.
Mm-mm-mm. And
Yeah.
nobody cares about HIV, huh?
It doesn't seem like they give a care about anything much these days.
Mm. Oh,
I
well, I
saw
guess I'll be an idiot.
on I saw something today on Craigslist that truly made me really sick. Has
What
nothing
you say?
to do with the sexual orientation of it. On Craigslist, there's certain sections that are just X-rated and, types of lifestyles.
Mm-hmm.
And these were the down low crew.
Mm.
And it just blew my mind how many married people are on the down low. And not just on the down low, but are not using any form of protection at all.
Mm-hmm.
Not even a little bit. Multiple people they're doing this with, and there is zero barrier. You know, no protection at all.
That is scary.
These are married men.
But anyway, my dear, it's time for me to go and take another nap for a couple of hours.
Well, I just wanted to pop on. I'm glad you were still up and everything. 'Cause I sucked up a lot of your day
No,
already.
you haven't. You haven't. I've been free. Tomorrow, I'm going to do my yearly thorough house cleaning.
Oh,
So I'm going to get up early and I'll be at it all day. Hopefully.
well, be
Hopefully,
careful.
that's what I'll be doing.
You still got a little. I hear that little nasal there, so you take it easy, lady. Don't try to build Rome in a day. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
You might get a
Maybe,
couple of dust bunnies down there. They'll be there when you feel better.
you know what? I might just get a cleaning lady in here one time and just let the service get about 4 Mexican women, let them do it and call it a damn day.
Yeah, just point. Get a pointer, a laser pointer, and point. You know, I'm sick. Could you, make sure you get that corner over there? Thank you, Tootsie.
Mm-hmm.
You know, have them polish it up for you and call it.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and I think I'm gonna decorate for Christmas. Oh well, I know I am. I'm gonna try and get that done this week too. Putting up the tree and everything, and set the table with Christmas. I didn't even pull out Thanksgiving this year because actually we're going away to his
Oh.
mom's house in North Carolina for Thanksgiving.
Oh, you're coming down here. Woo-hoo.
Yeah, we're going to Charlotte. We're gonna drive to Charlotte on Wednesday and then come back early Friday morning.
Okay. Wow. Well, I wish yeah, I might be able to get my hands on some wheels. I don't know. Just depends. So mm,
You know what? That would be nice if I met you, darling. That would be nice.
yeah.
Yep, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go
Well, yeah.
see his mama and spend some time with her.
Always another time too. This is family, so
Mm-hmm.
that enjoy that, and we might be able to cross paths one day soon. You never know.
Mm-hmm. Yes, ma'am.
Well, you rest, darling angel.
Thank you. And yeah, I'm gonna take a nap. I might wake up about 1 or 2 and hop back on. That's been the story of my life this whole weekend. This
Okay,
medicine
because I'm
got
gonna
me
probably
going
be
in
up.
and out. All right, I'll
I'm
catch
gonna
you
be over
later.
here hooked. Family, y'all stay tuned. You never know what we might do over here.
No, you never know. You never know.
Yeah. If you want this every week, drop a support. You know, throw some love our way on a
Uh-huh.
support button. And we'll get some stuff together for you.
Oh yeah, we'll have a whole itinerary for the next 6 weeks of what we're gonna talk about each week.
Yeah.
And it's
Hit
nice
that
that
blue
people
support button.
requested it.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know.
Time to break it up a little bit. We need to bring the noise a little bit. They done already. They had their 15 minutes.
Yes, and isn't it nice people
You know.
are willing to drop a few dollars in your PayPal? And Beasley, he got to sell people's pictures and stuff for $50 to make some money around here.
Wow. Mm.
That's what he be begging for. He got people's information he's selling, and he want to
That's
call somebody a ratchet black bitch and somebody a begging bitch, and he got pictures of people's girlfriends and willing to sell it for $50. Really? Okay.
that's disgusting. Disgusting.
Mhm. Mhm.
Well, we'll break some more stuff down. You can, if you want to bring a victim to the sacrifice or sacrificial altar. If you have a specimen you would like to lay on the table, we will dissect. We'll go to work, Hunty. We gonna do surgery up in here.
Oh Lord.
So I'm gonna let you go ahead.
Oh Lord. One more thing. We lost so many people. We lost Earl Hyman, who played the father of Cosby on the Cosby Show. We lost
Hmm.
Della Reese,
Yeah,
country music star Mel Tillis, um, and Charles Manson.
I was reading that. Oh my goodness, it was 4 in a row this time. Quads. Isn't that?
Uh, I can't believe Manson kicked the bucket. Do you know that man has been in prison? I'm 50 years old. He's been in there since I was 2.
Yeah, he's been in there for a minute, a
Isn't
good
that
minute.
something? And they say,
Yeah.
he had been in the infirmary or the jail hospital, or probably, I think, the regular outside hospital for some time. But he always had to have 5 correction officers around him in the hospital. The man is dying, and he still needed 5 correction officers around his bed.
Crazy as hell. Crazy. Yep.
But you know what? He never killed nobody. Number one. And number two, I was telling somebody, they got mad at me and hung up. But I was saying they should have paroled him when he was like 80 And they were like, hell no, he needed to die right where he died. And I was like, well, if they really hated him, I think that would be the most cruel thing to do. He's been in jail since I was 2 years old. You let him out at 80 and he got to fend for himself and employ some skills of keeping a roof over his head with his old ass. I thought that might be really cruel and his just desserts. But I think it would have been better than him dying peacefully in a hospital bed of natural causes.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, people say, he was a bad man, but I think for the last 48 years, he lived a pretty good life. He was fed 3 times a day.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Didn't have to pay no bill.
exactly. He had cable TV. He had access to a gym. And ain't paid a bill in the past 48 years. At 80 years old, I mean, there was no such thing as the internet when he went into jail. You turn that man loose in 2015, 2016, 2017, he wouldn't even know how to cross the damn street. He'd get hit by a bus within 20 minutes, I suppose.
He wouldn't survive. There's no way he'd be able to cope. He would not be able to make it, man. He would die. It would be so instant. Like you said, getting hit by a bus or getting run over by a taxi. Like, I mean, he would probably fuck himself up with a cell phone. He probably electrocute himself. Something.
He wouldn't know how to do nothing. And like somebody had told me they had did like 20 years. And they said it took them a couple of years to shake off the penitentiary. Like when they walked along the hallways, they always had to walk along the walls. So now after 20 years of doing that, you come out.
Yeah.
And when you walking in the street, you walking up against the buildings because you so used to walking up against the side of something. You scared to walk in the middle of the sidewalk.
Yeah. You see the programming?
You keep asking people permission to go pee. You've been doing that for 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
If I was locked up for 20 years and then came to your house, Afro Queen, and I had to go to the bathroom, it would be natural for me to say, Afro Queen, can I use the bathroom? Like, what? Why are you asking me if you can use the bathroom? Every time you have to go.
Yep. That's that program. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I think if they really wanted to be cruel to him, they should have released him a few years ago.
Baby. Would croak. He definitely wouldn't make it. It would, because everything now is digital. Everything. The checkout, self-checkout. He would have a fucking heart attack, if anything. Like, what the fuck? What is all this shit?
But what a life. What a life. What good can you be for anybody in the penitentiary?
Didn't somebody marry him?
Some young chick in her 20s. She just wanted attention.
That's it. That's all.
And she looked demented too. Well, you gotta be if you marry his old ass Charlie Manson. Really?
Uh-uh. 'Cause, 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 'cause Well, I'm gonna get this little four-legged critter outside so she can stop harassing me.
Okay.
She, she's giving me headbutts and all that stuff. So,
Saying goodbye a few minutes ago, but then Charlie Manson popped up.
yeah.
All right. For real
But
now.
to be,
Later.
yeah, well, you know, we're gonna come back and bring the fire again. We'll shut him up again.
Mm-hmm. Oh, whining bitch that he is. Have a great night.
You rest well. One love, family. We're gonna tiptoe on out of here. Peace.